Hey, I'm Nate.
I'm Eddie.
Hey, welcome to this fun.
This is your weekly social media cleanse.
Yeah, where we talk about music and nerd stuff.
And literally so much more.
Okay, so today, music, nerd stuff, or so much more.
Music, it is.
Music.
This one, for those of you who don't know the term dad rock, well, this is apparently...
Yeah.
This is actually apparently nicknamed Divorce Dad Rock.
Yeah.
And I don't know who coined that.
Yeah, this is dad rock when you have a 6-year-old and then your wife leaves.
But no, Divorce Dad Rock is just that specific time period. You know, that 92 to 2010, 2012.
Okay.
And we're specifically talking about in the era of, you know, Arctic Monkeys and Pearl Jam and all that stuff. We are going for a Foo Fighters album. So
Wasting Light.
Wasting Light, 2011. This is their 7th studio album. They've been at it for literally over 10 years. You know, things have gone from good to better to awesome, and to the point where Grohl decided, you know what, this next one I want to record it at home. So they decided.
Yeah, they went back to Dave Grohl's.
They went to his California home. They cleared out his garage, and he also made the decision that he wanted to not only bring some of the soundscapes of the album towards, you know, original Foo Fighters stuff, some of the stuff that he was working on by himself, and when the band first, you know, had Taylor Hawkins play the whole album one by one.
Yeah.
But also, you know, some of that kind of energy of recording analog. So he brought the same producer that worked with them in Nevermind for Nirvana, and Butch Vig, like he said, and he had to relearn that analog equipment, you know, and record a Foo Fighters album.
Yeah. I don't know how this is going to sound, but, like, if your best album of your discography was, like, your first album, and then you had, like, 10 albums after that, that'd be kind of disappointing that you never got better, right? So, even though I don't personally think Wasting Light is their best album, a lot of people do, and the Foo Fighters, like, pretty much give themselves the perfect time to have a best album. The 7th out of, like, 12 so far... 2011, just past their 10-year mark. So this album is like the perfect culmination of everything that they've learned so far, and it makes it really, really easy, you know, to have a best album at this time. And Wasting Light goes over themes such as divorce and breakup, and a lot of the individual songs talk about it, and the album as a whole kind of culminates on that topic, starting with not the burning rope, starting with Bridge Burning and ending with Walk, which is kind of like a walk away from it all.
Learning to actually truly enjoy and be yourself, love yourself, and grow from all the shit that's happened. So just to start out with the opinions, what do you rate it out of 10 out of your personal criteria? And then maybe we can break down what that criteria is as we go.
I was gonna say, that feels low. It feels low, but my gut is telling me to give it an 8.
Okay.
Because I split the album into halves. The first 6 songs were the first half of the album, and it felt weird because the first 6 songs felt like really, really, really good songs individually, but they didn't feel like they flowed together. And then after listening to the album, like, those 6 songs over again, I don't think those songs flow as good as they could for me. And they also don't flow as good as the second half of the album. To put it on specifics, the song Bridge Burning down to the song These Days is that first half, and I feel like that has a tonal difference than the second half of the album from Back and Forth down to Walk.
Wouldn't you count These Days part of the second half? Because that's song 6 to 10.
No, I actually put These Days at the end of that first half.
Okay.
And I feel like that first half is just hit after hit after hit, but it feels like a greatest hits album. It feels like you put the greatest hits next to each other. So it's not that I don't like this. I just I don't know. It's hard to articulate.
You wanted more from the album that they weren't ready to do as a band.
Yes, and I didn't want to say that because it's like, well, what more could you want? I gave you These Days, and I gave you I Should Have Known, but I wanted something bigger. It felt very clean, but
ironically, so as far as my rating out of 10, that's why I give it so much of a higher rating. As a total album, I'm gonna give it something like a 9.5, 9.5 out of 10. And the reason why I give it that high, after the words that you just said, the important thing for me is my favorite Foo Fighters stuff is the stripped back, is the raw, is very simple, is just a good fucking riff, a good fucking singer, and some incredible layering. And that's what this album puts out song after song. And then as far as a consistent idea through, I do disagree with you a little bit on that. Because, like, just the opening of the album, that song is Burning Bridge. It was simple enough where anyone can play it on guitar, but not anyone would have come up with that. I loved how special it was. I loved the topic matter of the lyrics. Basically, burning a bridge. You're getting rid of a relationship.
And that's a great way to start the album.
And that's a great way to start an album for a man who's been through a divorce, who has bad relationships with his hometown, who lost his best friend from a band that got him famous and had to start over from scratch. So, like, that being the opening, that makes perfect sense in almost every way. Then Rope, another something to catch your attention immediately, but somehow it's still just as raw and stripped back. That there's this imagery and wordplay that has to do with, like, wrapping up a noose as the song goes on. And I can't help but to think about, you know, how the fuck did I almost forget his name?
Who?
The
lead singer, Dave Grohl?
No, not Dave Grohl. That's why I feel silly. Even worse. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
2319.
Shit.
You've got a 2319.
Whew. I felt so good. I was on a roll. I was saying important words. And my note said, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" Fucking.
What do you think of that? He's gone, guys.
Just give it a second. I'm gonna reboot.
Guys, just give him a second here. He's coming.
I gotta sign in first. Fucking.
Yeah. Your overall rating was 9.5. Do you have anything else about the overall album before we go in song by song?
Yes, I do. Kurt Cobain.
Jesus Christ.
Holy crap. Oh my god.
Out here.
Oh my god. No, I actually didn't even read the name. I typed in Nirvana and then I saw the word Nirvana and I was like, okay, there you go.
That's your retrieval.
God damn. Wow. Again, like I was really rolling there. Okay. The imagery in Rope being a noose, being that the main lyric that caught my attention was choke on a kiss, gonna save my breath for you. And I'm like, oh shit, you're fucking dying. Like that's the suicide. That's the draw to the dark. That's the fucking fear of actually going off the deep end. And you can't help but think about Kurt Cobain. Now I finished my sentence. But long story short, these first 4 songs build up a relationship with someone and how that relationship had to end. Dear Rosemary was the first appearance of this guitar motif that shows up in a couple of different songs. It's a light picking pattern that's like in a second layer in the back during the chorus. And it's really interesting because there's this talk back and forth between the guitars. When one guitar isn't playing, the other guitar is. And it's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And it's like almost each other completing their sentences. Like in doo-wop, where one singer goes do and the other has to finish wop, or else it won't be doo-wop.
Everyone else is lame. You know my name. Waluigi.
I see what you're
There's
saying.
that, and a lot of the album is like that, where it's simple, extremely basic stuff. Anybody can play this on guitar. If you read the tabs, if you played for a year, you can figure this stuff out. But somehow it's played to an extent where it's like, damn, you knew what you were doing. But like, lyrics aren't the thing that people are remembering. You're remembering the way you feel. And then you play the song 14 times back to back, and then you've memorized the lyrics by then. And that's where we're getting into, you know, the fans of an album. Most listeners are not going into as much details as you and I are right now. Even when you're making a point that you feel disconnected from half of the album, and when I'm saying, you know, I'm loving every second of it because we've got these two halves of the album that almost communicate to each other in like a past me and a present me sort of way. Like, that's not what makes a song sell platinum. That's not what makes a band sell platinum. That's not what makes an album sell platinum. Of course, this album did not sell platinum, but you know
Really?
that no, I believe it's gold. But but it's just interesting because when you really talk about music in a certain way, it's like the way we interpret an album as a whole is really just that. It's an interpretation. What the artist meant by it can be something completely different, on the other hand. And what the artist was thinking about when they wrote it can be something completely different on the other
You're
hand.
absolutely fucking lying. Hold on.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What the what? This dad's cap. Hold on.
Can you say it out loud?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was on a podcast, guys. My bad.
Yeah, you're reading information.
The first album Foo Fighters made, platinum. The second album, Color and the Shape, platinum.
Damn.
The third album, platinum. The fourth album, platinum. What was the fifth album? It was also platinum. 6 albums in a row, platinum.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Like what?
5 is in your honor. In your honor makes sense though.
And then
Since
number
Echo
7,
Silence, Patience and Grace.
Wasting Light, platinum. Well, there's multiple platinum certifications. There's multiple different companies that do the certifications.
Yeah.
But whenever you look up a band, so what's going to happen is you're going to see RIAA. Those are the main people that do it. And so their first... their first
8?
7 albums are RIAA certified platinum.
That's up until Wasting Light.
Like, this album is the perfect middle ground where it's just like, we've got 7 great albums, but no one hears them. And now it's, boom, our best album. Everybody's heard it. We have a fan base
talk
now.
about the storyline. He decided to record the entire album on analog.
Right, but what does that
Everything
mean,
is...
though?
Okay, let's pull up some pictures.
Okay, let's see. Analog equipment.
Analog recording equipment. No, you want analog recording equipment. That's why I said Chris Novoselic that way when we were reading the people who added on that one song, because Chris Novoselic is the bassist for Nirvana.
Okay, got it. What are we looking at here?
Tape.
Yeah, okay, so
when
it's
when they say recorded on tape, they mean that because there's just a really long strip of tape. And it's very similar to the way that movies are recorded, where you've got a long strip of tape and you carry it in that big circular tin.
So I'm going to move into the favorite song of the album. So I'll toss you that question. You can toss it right
My
back.
favorite song of the album? Are you
Favorite
going to me first?
song of the album.
You going to me first?
In your overview, you talked about each song, and so you went kind of through it, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, unless it's BoJack.
Peter, The horse is here.
But you can.
Matter of Time is my favorite song of the album.
Okay.
It
All right.
comes just barely over These Days for me. I love These Days a lot. I honestly would choose These Days, but I don't want to choose the same answer as him. And also, I just love Matter of Time. Okay. It brings back the guitar motif, which is one of my favorite points of the album. Okay. I love the patient introspection that the entire song has. Also, in that same bridge section, I love the talk back and forth that the guitars have, where one guitar is playing one rhythm and a different guitar is playing a different rhythm, and it sounds like they're communicating with each other. It sounds like us arguing back and forth, but in a more harmonic and cool way, because, you know, we've never made actual music just by having an argument. Yeah, I just keep thinking about the album going, they did this in one try.
Yeah,
they did this in one try. And
or
if
else
not,
they literally took
physically
miles
one
of tape,
try,
threw it in the garbage, and had to do that again.
And if not physically one try, then very few tries. They weren't correcting things on the album. They possibly added a few layers.
Fix it in post with this album.
You're not fixing it in post. You're able to add a few layers because Queen was doing that kind of shit in the fucking 70s. Yeah. So you can add layers, but there's no fucking fixing mistakes. Yeah. So I'm listening to this shit and I'm like, he got that right. And I'm like, damn. Yeah. And then I listened to it again and I was like, damn.
Damn it! What the?
It's that meme, and that's what I felt like.
Okay. All right.
And your favorite, good sir?
My favorite. So my favorite song on the album actually was not These Days. It was not. My favorite song, Eddie, was I Should Have Known, and I'll tell you why. Because, so I Should Have Known feels like a conversation to me. It feels like the pastor at church, I should have known. All right.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women.
We're going to get ready, Tad. I'm going to tell you. And so he feels like not only that he's talking to me directly about what he went through and how he made the wrong choices and how he should have known, but there's a lot of metaphors and imagery in that song where he kind of cuts his sentence off, picks it back up, and he tells you this story. And it's not only beautiful, but it's also different from any other song on the album. So you can hear this raw sound in the background like you can with Walk, but Walk kind of starts and and the prelude isn't I Should Have Known's beginning. So I really like the meaning of that song. I like how it kind of starts the end of the album and it kind of takes all the lessons learned, tells the audience that I should have known this, and then ends on Walk. It's the very perfect way to prelude to Walk. What else can I say about I Should Have Known? I love the chorus of that. Is very good. He kind of has the beat, and that second time it's like, hey, you said that at a different tempo, even though the guitar was going 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I really like that. I love how experimental I Should Have Known felt. How much more open it felt than any other song. But yeah, that was.
I love when artists are able to show their lyrical expertise by doing one rhyme for way too long. Yeah. Because it's easy to say, oh yeah, I've got rhymes. Like I've got the rhythm.
Bro, hat,
I've
back,
got
cat.
But when you do it for way too long in the song, but when you do it for like 16 bars, and we're like, this man is on his 30th word that ends with that sound. I didn't know there were that many words with that ending sound.
Fat Matt.
And you're like, when is he gonna stop?
Ryan
oh my God, I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Yeah,
like,
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Done.
What career? But I'm not a rapper. What career? Look.
You got a point right here. It is.
Boom. Bam. Bop. Bada bop. Boom. Pow.
And now Dave Grohl isn't a rapper, so
What career? But I'm not a rapper. What?
That's a conversation for a different day when we get to Kendrick and J. Cole. But I love the fact that was able to just keep going, and I was like not expecting how much introspection each song has, and Alandria is a great example of it. I enjoy the fact that in comparison to their previous albums up until this point, and everything that I've heard up until this point, meaning their future albums, this is a huge step back for Foo Fighters. This is, I mean, we've been experimenting a lot with these different types of sounds, these different types of concepts, these other topics, and so on and so forth. Fuck it. Analog. Like, computer? No. You know the clip where he, like, punches through the computer?
I was gonna say,
like,
that one quick clip where it's, it is just,
That's what this album was.
Wasting Light is not in a vacuum. This album came out in 2011. I know you know what else came out in 2011.
I don't.
I said that and now I don't remember. But you get my point. Black Eyed Peas and Macklemore is starting to come out, and like weird techno rap and a lot of pop music is out in 2011. You know, like Sam and Cat and like that teenage like end of Disney Channel era. And so Dave Grohl seemed to take media as a whole and kick it in the nuts and throw it away and just do this album that's raw, stripped back, and recorded on 70s analog equipment. And I think that's incredible. I think that's incredible.
Still give it an 8 out of 10. Fuck you. 9.5 out of 10. You gave it 8.5. But look, if you listen to us talk about all of that and you haven't heard the album yourself, you're dedicated. Thank you. But you also have a problem.
I don't know why I haven't said thank you.
You have a problem. Okay? If you listen to me say that and you didn't hear the album first, you have a problem. I'll be honest. I have a problem. Okay? I'm not excluded in this.
I just think weekly shout out to coworker Cairo. Just in case he listens to this podcast, he'll be like, "What the fuck? What are you doing, bro? You can't." So Cairo, I'm shouting you out, bro. You're a good coworker, bro.
Oh, shit, do I get a coworker shout out?
You can shout out whoever you want. I'm just shouting out just so that they know that they cool. So
who? I have a lot of coworkers. I'm about to be up over here like it's a fucking hood shout out. Yo fucking L from the block. Yo, tell Meek Mill I told him hi. Fucking Mike. I said his name. I said your name on podcast. You know who you is. Yo man. Yo, you knew who you are. Yo fucking Jaden, Jordan, Jamal, fucking Malik, fucking Millie, fucking all these. Pew.